Matt Callan back at the Roundtable, continuing our NBA stat previews, today showing how these three numbers will tell the story of the 2018-19 Philadelphia 76ers. If you're new to the channel, make sure to check out the full playlist for previews for all 30 NBA teams. The Sixers were last in the league with 14.6 turnovers per 100 possessions last year. And while they were turning the ball over much more than the average NBA team and had some particularly costly ones in clutch spots in the playoffs, turnovers were less of the problem than it would seem, and they were more of a function of how this team played. The Sixers averaged 343.9 passes per game, which was first in the league. Combine that with the fourth place finish in pace, and it's not surprising that a team that played an up-tempo offense and passed the ball a lot also turned the ball over a lot. There's obviously room for improvement, but as long as the Sixers play this way, they'll typically be one of the higher turnover teams in the league. The Sixers finished with the fourth best defensive rating last year. They use the size and versatility of their defenders to lock down opponents. Simmons and Saric have the size and ability to cover multiple positions, while Joel Embiid is one of the best defensive big men in the league. Robert Covington is also one of the league's best perimeter defenders. Add on top of that scrappy players like Amir Johnson and TJ McConnell, and this was one of the NBA's stingiest defensive teams. The Sixers were fourth in deflections per game, averaging 15.4, and second in loose balls recovered, averaging 9.2. They also closed out possessions well, and were first in the league in rebounds per 100 possessions with 47.3 a game. Defense should be a strong suit again next season, especially considering Sixers head coach Brett Brown was a Popovich disciple from San Antonio. 34.4% of Sixers field goal attempts were from three last year, which was 13th in the league. Sixers took 30.4 catch-and-shoot field goal attempts, which led the league. 95.4% of their made threes were assisted on, 5 percentage points higher than the second-place Heat, and 12 percentage points higher than the NBA average. How they would space the floor was a bit of a question mark last year, but it was not too much of a problem, especially after the in-season additions of Belinelli and Ersan Ilyasova. They did, however, lose Belinelli and Ilyasova in free agency, and they nearly signed stretch big man Nemanja Bjelica, but that deal fell through. Belinelli and Ilyasova both played critical roles in the playoffs, and their floor spacing will be missed next season. Despite losing two of their better shooters, the Sixers' stars Embiid and Simmons both attract enough attention offensively that they'll be able to find open guys and catch-and-shoot opportunities, which they did a lot of last year. The Sixers finished 32-9 in their last 41 games, and while I'm not expecting this pace to continue into next season, their young players are all a year older, and there will be higher expectations this year. The Sixers are looking like a clear-cut third team in the East behind Boston and Toronto, but time will tell if they'll be able to push their way past the second round and into the conference finals. That's going to be it from the Roundtable. It's the last week of our NBA team preview, so go check out those in the bottom right of your screen. If you enjoy those, consider subscribing. More videos on the way in September for the remaining 6 NBA teams. Thank you very much for watching.